Liam had always been a patient man, but even patience could be tested. His wife, Emily, had changed over the past year. The pandemic had shifted their daily rhythm with both working from home, yet Emily seemed to drift away in ways Liam couldn't fully grasp. The first cracks appeared during their movie nights. They used to bond over that time together, but now Emily's attention was glued to her phone, her eyes darting to it with unusual urgency. Liam didn't want to assume the worst, so he stayed quiet, but doubt started to take root. The more he watched, the more distant she became, withdrawn, distracted, always preoccupied with something other than him. Things escalated when Emily began spending long nights at her computer. She insisted she was working, far past normal hours, but the frequent late-night calls and messages gnawed at him. Emily, who once shared everything openly, now carried herself with guarded secrecy. Liam tried to believe it was stress from remote work, but deep down, he knew it was something else. The truth revealed itself in the most unexpected way. One weekend, Emily handed him her old tablet, asking him to reset it for her niece. She had used it for work, so Liam thought nothing of it, until he powered it on. A messaging app was still open, one he knew she often used with colleagues. Curiosity overcame him, and what he found made his chest tighten. It wasn't casual work chatter. It was flirtatious texts with her boss, Greg, intimate confessions, plans for secret meetings, and photos that erased any doubt. Liam's hands trembled as he scrolled through the exchanges, each one cutting deeper than the last. His heart broke, but he stayed composed. In the weeks that followed, he hired a private investigator, and the evidence came back undeniable. Hotel bills, surveillance footage, more texts, and even videos. Emily and Greg had been having an affair for months, maybe longer. The weight of betrayal pressed on him, but he didn't lash out. His lawyer, a seasoned man with a blunt approach, advised him to build a strong case before making any moves. Liam listened, gathering every piece of proof he could. Still, anger burned inside him, growing hotter with each of Emily's lies and dismissals. Finally, an idea came to him. If she wanted to have her cake and eat it too, he'd make sure everyone saw it. He arranged for a process server to deliver a large box to Emily's office at lunchtime. Inside was a custom cake, decorated with an edible photo of Emily and Greg wrapped around each other, unmistakably intimate. Across the cake read the message, "Here's your cake, eat it too." Alongside it, divorce papers lay waiting. The delivery went exactly as planned. The server called Emily's name, handed her the box, and her confusion turned to horror as she opened it in front of her coworkers. Gasps filled the room as her face flushed crimson. In a desperate rage, she shoved the cake off the desk, frosting splattering across the floor. But the papers remained. Word spread fast. Emily's carefully built reputation as a respected project manager crumbled overnight. She was suspended as an internal review began. Colleagues who once supported her pulled away, unwilling to be tied to the scandal. Greg, her boss and lover, tried to act professional but quickly distanced himself, telling her their communication was now strictly business. The star employee had fallen from grace. At home, Liam prepared methodically. He followed his lawyer's instructions, secured his finances, and documented every detail. When Emily finally came home exhausted and shaken, he didn't greet her with comfort. She apologized, begged, and admitted her mistakes, claiming loneliness, unfulfillment, and manipulation from Greg, but Liam wasn't swayed. She had become someone he no longer recognized. This marriage was finished. Days later, Emily returned with another plea. Her co-workers, who had once encouraged her recklessness, were now blackmailing her for $5,000 to keep her secret. Desperate, she begged Liam to help. But he turned her away coldly. She had destroyed her own life, and he wouldn't clean up the mess. While Emily spiraled, Liam focused on healing. At his lawyer's urging, he began therapy to work through the betrayal. On a quiet drive one afternoon, he stumbled across a small family-owned kennel. There he met a young dog, brave and loyal, a breed the breeder promised would bond for life. Liam knew instantly, this was his companion. He named him Ash. Ash brought Liam comfort he hadn't felt in months. The dog's steady loyalty gave him strength as the divorce moved forward. In the end, Liam retained most of their assets, while Emily's life unraveled. Rejected by employers, abandoned by friends, and estranged from family, she was left to face the wreckage alone. Meanwhile, Liam's world slowly reshaped itself. While walking Ash at the park, He met Nora, a kind, soft-spoken woman with a golden retriever named Milo. Their conversations began light, about their dogs, but soon grew deeper. Nora's warmth made Liam feel alive again. Their friendship blossomed naturally into something more. Emily made one last desperate attempt, showing up at his door disheveled and begging for help. Her former co-workers were still blackmailing her, threatening total ruin. Liam refused. He told her it was no longer his problem. The chapter was closed. He ignored her final email, filled with apologies and empty wishes. Months later, as the year came to an end, Liam found peace he hadn't known in years. Ash was his constant companion, and Nora's presence had bloomed into love. He knew challenges lay ahead, but he was ready. He had learned that when everything falls apart, you can still rebuild. With Ash at his side, Liam was finally free to begin again.